Well, heidi-ho there, my fellow nerds. Welcome back to my entire comic book collection. Today we are looking at TUVW, which means we have my entire Thor collection, all my Thunderbolts, everything Ultimate Universe, as well as Web of Spider-Man, What If, Wolverine, all kinds of great stuff. Very exciting. Also, my hands are kind of dirty. Don't worry about it. Some of these things have tags on them. That's because I'm making note of things I want to take with me to Heroes Con, which is this weekend, but by the time you see this video, it will already be done. Very sorry, time is weird like that. Here we go, starting with T, we got Tales of Evil issue 1, that's super cool. Got that from a Sentinel Comics claim sale. My oldest issue of Tales to Astonish, oh man, that's super beat up, but super cool. This is one of the first old comics I ever bought. I got it for $5 at my first Motor City Comic Con. I don't remember what year that was. Got a cool issue of Tarzan because of the shark. Another cool issue with Tarzan. I never buy many issues of Tarzan. I don't have a ton of interest in reading them. But, you know, if I see them for a really good deal and they have a cool cover, I'll pick them up. I got a few old issues of Teen Titans with these awesome covers. I think most of these I got at Galactic Quest. Look at that. That's awesome. I read a few of them. They're wild. They're so insufferably 1960s. It's crazy. I mean, the dialogue in this issue is like if you tried to write a cliche 60s comic, this is what it would sound like. And I've got a few issues of the George Perez new Teen Titans. I grabbed them when they were super cheap, and then I found out that my dad has all of them, so I kind of stopped bothering collect them, because I can just go read his copies whenever I feel like it. But, you know, if it wasn't for him having them, I would probably collect all of them when I see them, because they're super high quality comics. What was it? Teen Titans and X-Men were like the two really big titles in the late 70s, early 80s, I think. They had that cool crossover that I read a long time ago, but I've forgotten everything about. These covers are super cool. That one is signed by Scott Lobdell, maybe? Cool. I remember this series. I got this when I was young. It was coming out when I was collecting new issues for the first time. And it was, man, I love Simone Bianchi's art. He's one of my favorite artists. I wish he would do more Marvel stuff. I especially love it when he does Wolverine books. I think he's great on Wolverine. I've been collecting a lot of Thing lately. And what is it, issue 6 maybe? That I decided to take with me to Heroes Con. Because it's, who is it? Wilson, Ron Wilson. I just like that cover. And issue 1, you know, Ron Wilson drew the interiors, but he didn't draw the cover. And I just feel weird asking people to sign covers that they didn't draw. So I'm going to take one that I think is just a cool piece of Ron Wilson art for Ron Wilson to sign. And he drew most of these covers as well. But this is one of those series I haven't read yet. Most of these issues I found either right before I went to Massachusetts at Sentinel Comics, or I found in Massachusetts on the tour. So I haven't read them yet, but I'm already pretty close to having the whole series. It's not like these are expensive. You know, it's not like they're all that rare, so they're not really going for much. All of these I got for $1 or 50 cents. I don't think I've ever paid more than $1 for any issue of Thing. And it might be another Alpha Flight situation. Maybe the series sucks. I don't know. We'll find out. I'm so close at this point. It's not like I'm going to read a couple issues, find out it sucks, and then stop collecting them. That's a cool cover. I loved this series by Cy Spurrier. This Hungry Earth Reddens Under Snow-Clad Hills. Man, look at those sick covers from... Who is that? Simmons. Yeah, 6 Simmons covers. Oh, man, what a great series. Creepy, historical. It's very flavorful. Love it. That series, not so much. I only got one issue, but I reviewed that forever ago. And now we get into Thor. I've got a couple old reprints. I've had these reprints like my entire life. I think I got them at, what was it called? Oh, man. Lucky Haskins when it was in my hometown. That I've had forever. And that I just recently got. And this one I've had forever. Love that cover. That one I've also had a long time. I don't think I paid $8 for it, though. That one I just recently got. It's so cool. Love that cover. That's a sick cover, too. I forgot that I had it. Very cool. Early Thor covers were so cool, man. I mean, there's just so much color and power to them. That one's... I'm not sure how I feel about that one. That one is also okay. That's super cool. I don't remember where I got that, actually. Pretty faded, but pretty cool. I don't have much from Thor of this era in the 200s, because they're just kind of hard to find for the price I want to spend. You know, they're still worth something. Plenty of people really like Thor. So I very rarely find them for like $1 or even $2. You know, I'd spend $2 on any of these issues. Right around here, I start to get more consistent as we get closer to the Simonson era. Pretty much just because they are available around here. But I do really like anything Marvel in the 80s. I really like the Jim Shooter era. I know lots of creators had an issue with it. But as we get closer to the Jim Shooter era and into it, I have most Marvel comics from that time. Just recently got that one. I think I'm missing 304, though. That's annoying. And I'm missing, like, 4 issues in a row right there. I thought that I wasn't, but then I came back and checked my collection, and I was. This one is not signed. I got something by Pollard signed. I guess it wasn't that one. You know, sometimes when you go to meet a comic creator, you try to give them a book that's going to make them, like, snap out of the routine of signing books all day and make them go, oh, yeah, I'm glad somebody liked that. I haven't thought about that issue in forever. And I tried to do that with Keith Pollard. I brought him a few options and asked him which one he'd prefer to sign. And I think he was just kind of irritated that he had to think. He was like, what do you mean I choose? I'm getting paid. I don't care. It was a little... Okay, I guess I'm not special. That's okay. That's a cool cover. Getting closer and closer to the Simonson era. And of course, you're going to see I'm missing the big key. First appearance of Beta Ray Bill. Because I definitely haven't found that one for $1 yet. I'm so close to completing my Thor run. And I bet it's going to be hard for me to get through it when I read it all at once. Because Thor has never really been my favorite character. But I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it as soon as I complete it. I should probably start focusing on just one series to finish. Instead of trying to finish like 8 series at once. And 337 I'm missing, but 338 I got for 50 cents. Crazy. And then pretty much everything else here in the Simonson era I got for $1. And these are some great issues, man. I have read most of these. It's peak Thor. I mean, there's a reason they based the movie off of it. Box number 2, picking up where we left off. We got more excellent Simonson Thor. I've been collecting a second set of these for a while now, with the intention of doing another giveaway, but I haven't even completed my set yet. So I'm a little... You know, I'm like, well, when am I going to get my Beta Ray Bill? I don't want to be giving away a Beta Ray Bill before I have one. I want my own Beta Ray Bill. Come on, man. But I don't know, maybe I'll get lucky and some shop will help sponsor a giveaway. It's a cool issue. That might have been one of the first ones I got from the Simonson run. The one with Beta Ray Bill and no Thor on the cover. That's so cool. Love that cover. Oh, come here. Yeah. Lots of great stuff in here. And then, of course, issue 365 I had forever, and then I was stupid, and I cut out the last page of him turning into the frog, and I put it on my wall. And now I cannot find another copy of it for cheap. Like, the cheapest I can find is $15. And that's so annoying because I have a copy. It's just missing the last page. And I have the last page. I put it in there. You know, I put it on the wall and then I put it back in the book. But it's not like I can tape it in there. That's going to look stupid. Just very annoying. I'm annoyed with myself for choosing the wrong page to cut out of a comic book. When I did that, I told myself that I was only going to do it with books that I found in dollar bins, and preferably things that I had 2 copies of. But I guess I was not thinking that way when I cut that page out. One of the only books that I did not have 2 copies of. So silly. And then I stopped collecting Thor after that because the art started sucking. But man, this Straczynski and Coipel run, ooh, these issues are fantastic. 2 absolutely fantastic creators working at the top of their game in an era of Marvel Comics when characters were allowed to actually have development and you could have crossovers that mattered. Like one of these early issues where Thor has serious words with Iron Man about creating a clone of Thor is so well done. I mean, this series is top of the line Thor. Amazing. And then I think it goes right into Matt Fraction's run, I think. We still got Straczynski here. Who's this? Still Straczynski. Oh, that's a copy. That one's really beat up. Still Straczynski. Kieran Gillen. I liked Gillen's run as well. I mean, Thor for a minute there was just nothing but home runs. Then we had Siege, which was pretty good. I mean, culmination of the Dark Avengers stuff. They said Siege was like an event 7 years in the making, and it really was. They had clearly been building up to it for a long time. Then we get into Fraction here. And I think he restarts the series somewhere. Maybe. Yeah, here we go. Issue 1. Oh, I do have issue 1. Fraction and Coipel again. Love it. Amazing. Excellent Thor books right there. Man, my nose is really itchy right now. And I'm sure that's very interesting to you. So I should talk about it some more. I got a new cat. And I'm remembering that I do have a little bit of cat allergies. So I keep waking up really stuffy. And my nose keeps getting itchy. But doggone it, I love cats. So I'm just going to take my allergy pills and deal with it. Because the cat is worth an itchy nose and waking up stuffy. And then this series, I have some of it in hardcover, I think. I'd rather just have the whole thing in hardcover. I mean, what's the point of having the single issues? It's the same quality as the hardcover editions, and the hardcover editions would be a whole lot more accessible than the single issues. I didn't buy them when they came out. This one I bought when it came out. Everything from this point forward, I think I've been collecting Thor since this point. And I don't know, I think a couple of these are technically like key issues or something. I don't know, I don't care. I wasn't a huge fan of Donny Cates' run. I'm not a huge fan of most things that Donny Cates does. Yeah, third printing, because they didn't save my issue at the shop. So I had to get it off the rack, like weeks later, like a casual. It's a cool cover. Got both covers of that. I remember this series, like the storyline being okay. It was fine. Yeah, Nick Klein, though. Nick Klein is excellent. He's built for drawing Thor. Yeah, good stuff. A couple of these I don't remember reading ever. I wonder if I did. That's a sick cover. I remember this when the hammer became a character. I was like, all right, you're kind of reaching. I don't know. That's cool. And then, what is this? Oh no, this is a crossover. Ah, love Gary Frank. Gary Frank is a great artist. Look at that. I wish he was going to be at Heroes Con. Frick. Get all my Ghost Machine stuff signed by him. I don't remember much from these issues. Thor has been, I don't know, it was really good for a minute, and then I was just collecting it because I had been collecting it, and I kind of thought it was going to get better. And at this point, I don't know, at this point I'm just collecting it because I've been collecting it. Like, that is sick. Al Ewing, Martin Kokolo, that first issue was awesome. These first, 5 issues or so were fantastic, man. Oh, it was top quality Thor books. And then it very quickly became kind of boring. Which, was kind of similar to The Immortal Hulk by Al Ewing, where the first 10 issues or so were like, oh man, this is fresh. And then for a while it was like, okay, let's get back to the fresh bit. And then it kind of spiraled off into complicated madness. And I feel like Thor has kind of been doing that, but I'm pretty far behind. I'm far behind in every series that I'm collecting right now. I just do not have time to read comics lately, and it sucks. Box number 3, we're almost done with Thor. Gotta love those Alex Ross covers. They are fantastic. Look at that. Look at that. Beautiful. These are all brand new issues that I have not read. They come to me in the bags and boards from Infinite Realities, and sometimes I take them out to use the bags and boards on other stuff, because I don't really like the way these bags and boards fit. They're just too big. Thrill Block. That's cool. And then I got some Thunder Agents here. I think that's Wally Wood. Yeah. I haven't read these yet. I think they're really silly, and I get them for cheap. And then we got my Thunderbolts. This era of Thunderbolts, these issues by Ellis and Diodato, were so good. I recently went back and reread them, because these are very, very, they had a profound impact on me. And then as soon as Ellis walks away, it kind of gets sucky. It just becomes the Norman Osborn show. And there's not a whole lot of flavor to it. There's not a whole lot of poetry to it. It's not that I read Thunderbolts because I want to read something literary and poetic. But I'd like it to be a little bit more than just, oh, bad guys go in doing bad things because government said they could. He. Uh-oh, Venom ate a person's head. That's just not enough. And then we got into this team, this new team of the Thunderbolts, and I just didn't care about them. I thought they were all annoying. There was nobody who was the heart of the team. They all just sucked. And I don't think that's very interesting to read. And then what did we change teams again? Did Luke Cage come in yet? I don't remember. Is that Scourge? When Scourge was the face, or is it Scourge or is it, oh, I can't remember. See, these issues are a lot less memorable. But these, you'll notice that I don't have very many runs of new issues. This was one of the only series that I ever collected of new stuff after it had come out in single issue format. And I collected these forever ago. And I think I still have a few holes, but I lost interest in it. These books are worth 50 cents now? They're really not worth much. And I'd much rather have them in hardcover if I'm gonna read them, but every time I have a chance to buy them in hardcover, they're not good enough to merit spending money on it. If someone were to give me hardcover editions of these stories, I'd say, heck yeah, thanks so much. But they're not a priority, That early stuff, absolutely. The Ellis era of Thunderbolts, I would love to spend money on a hardcover copy of that. But all this stuff afterwards is I'll read it once every decade. It's okay. Then we got this new issue of Thunderbolts, which I could not get into. Didn't think it was that good. A couple issues of Tigro, which is actually Marvel Chillers. Got him in the wrong spot. That's okay. Nobody cares. Oh, don't hurt it. And then I did start reading Time Before Time when it started coming out. But pretty quick, I missed an issue. I think it's issue 4 that I missed. Nope, I got issue 4. And then this issue 6, yeah. So I missed an issue, and I wasn't all that invested in it. And then I couldn't find the issue I was missing. So I kind of gave up on it. Time for this. Time Spirits, there's an epic issue. The Marvel imprint epic. I have been collecting Tin Can Society. I think this is pretty good. I've only read the first 3 issues, I think. But I'm still collecting it because it's good. I think it's almost over. Yeah, 6 of 9. That's a sick cover. That's old as frick. A brand new adventure of the face. That's the 40s. Issue of Thor. I think, yeah, an issue of Thor with a giant turtle on it. I've had that forever. I think I got these issues in a dollar bin at Stadium Cards and Comics when I was super young. There's that issue that I cut in half because I hated it. Tower of Shadows. Love these. Yeah, super cool covers. Love that creature horror from the late 60s, early 70s. Had that forever. And then I jumped on the Transformers bus a little bit late. So what was that first one? Like a 4th printing? 3rd printing. And then this, I don't know what this is. It might just be a variant. And that is a variant because I couldn't find the Daniel Warren Johnson covers. Issue 4 is regular. And I'm going to see Daniel Warren Johnson this weekend at Heroes Con. But, you know, I don't have issue 1 drawn by him. I don't have the regular first printing cover. So I wasn't really sure what issue to get signed. I think I'm going to go with something entirely different. I'm sure everybody is bringing him their Transformers issues to get signed right now anyway. So I'll probably bring him, you know, an issue of The Moon is Following Us. I have issue 1 of Murder Falcon. Probably take that one instead. I am still collecting this series. Have not read the last 5 issues. I don't know. Just busy, man. And it was starting to get a little bit boring. 1 issue of Transmetropolitan. I got these issues of Troll Lords. I don't know anything about it. I found them for cheap, and I didn't have anything else to spend money on at the time, so I got them. Trouble with Girls, just a random issue I found. And then this, I know, should be under C for Classics Illustrated, but this issue of 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea is from, what, 1949, I think? 1948. Super cool. Love it. Had to pick it up. I think it was $1. There's issue 1 of Twig. That's the one I'm going to get signed by Scotty Young this weekend. I liked this series. It was cute. It was short and to the point. Wasn't trying to be anything bigger than it was. And it was good. 1 issue of The Twilight Zone. Love that show. Is this a free comic book day thing? No, it was $4. I've had that forever. I don't remember buying that. I don't think these are where they're supposed to be. Then we get to You. Couple issues of You and I by Straczynski. Didn't feel like it was necessary to keep buying. UFO! And then Ultimate Fantastic Four. Lately, I have really been enjoying this series. I'm really hunting down a hardcover edition of it. I know that there's an omnibus of the first, 30-something issues, and I'm very tempted. I just, I don't want to spend $100 on an omnibus. I know that most omnibuses are $100, $125, $150, whatever. I'm not spending that much. I don't have that kind of cash to buy omnibuses. And I'm also not Omar from Mint Collectibles, who gets sponsored by Marvel and just has omnibuses sent to him. So if I ever get an omnibus, it's because it was very cheap. But I would love an omnibus of this series. I think it's great. And I have a lot of questions about the maker because I never finished reading this series because I have been waiting for the hardcover. But I do have a bunch of issues in a row that most of these I got recently. Though these later issues I got forever ago and never read. Box number 4, starting with Ultimate Hawkeye by Hickman and Sandoval. I did not collect more than 1 issue of that. I was broke at the time. That is why. These issues I got in dollar bins. I don't remember why I thought it was necessary to pick them up. It was a while ago. Probably because it's Pacheco. I love Pacheco's art. And then, you know, by Ultimate Avengers 2, I was like, I think maybe Mark Millar has said all he has to say about these characters, and I hope he stops. Which, of course, he did not. Ultimate Origins, I did really like this series. I got this series when I was very young, and I read it many times. I thought it was super cool. Yeah. And then I've got the free comic book day version. I don't know if that's worth anything. Probably not. I think I got it for $1. Issue 11. I don't have much of this. I would like to have it in hardcover. My hometown library had a lot of it when I was growing up, so I read a lot of it that way. And it wasn't the kind of thing that I wanted to read more than once at the time, so I didn't prioritize buying it. But, you know, if I ever saw it, especially these issues by Finch, that's still Bagley, then I definitely picked these up. Let's see, some of these have got to be... Am I thinking of X-Men? I must have been. Yeah. Yeah, because it was just Bendis and Bagley like the whole time, right? I forgot. And then you got Immonen towards the end. Ooh. Love Stuart Immonen. He's the best. How much of this do I have? I don't remember buying these. Issue 5. Yeah, I missed a couple. And then this I bought when it came out. I heard it was a really big deal. And then here we got the first issue of Ultimate Spider-Man Miles Morales. I still have the poly bag here. Yeah, I bought that brand new. And then I bought this whole series as it came out. I got kind of sick of it after a while. I read it a bunch of times. I never bagged and boarded them. They're getting a little bit beat up. I'm sure some people are upset about that. It's okay. It was good stuff. We got some good artists on there. Bendis is always a great writer. He was doing the character justice, I think. And then the only issue of Ultimate X-Men that I'm missing is issue 1. And I have a trade that's the first 5 issues, so I can at least read it. But recently I finally got these early issues in a dollar bin at Dr. No's. And that completed my 100 issues of Ultimate X-Men. Which is not the most mind-blowing series, but the first, 40 or 50 issues are pretty good. Mark Millar did a good job redoing the X-Men. Felt very modern, very colorful. I am not a fan of Adam Kubert. That's okay. I think he did okay for this series. Just like I think, John Romita Jr. did okay for that Straczynski Spider-Man series. It suits that tone. But overall, don't love John Romita Jr. Am I going to pay $25 per signature at Heroes Con? No, I am not. Because that's ridiculous. I did read all of this at once at some point forever ago. I think towards the end, I was definitely getting the feeling that, yeah, the Ultimate Universe is coming to a close. We've kind of exhausted everything that we can say about these characters that is fresh at this point. So, it's about time. They can go away now. There we go. We got some Finch here. Love David Finch's art. Oh, I've got 2 copies of that one. Look at that. Oh! Great stuff. Love that cover. That one's sick too. I forgot how much Finch did. David Finch has always been one of my favorite artists. He was definitely one of the ones that I emulated quite a bit when I was in high school doing some cartooning. I loved the way he put grimy, grungy details all over everything. His city scenery was great. And I also loved the facial expressions. Sometimes characters would have the same expression a million times, but other times they were perfect. So Kubert's definitely one of... No, not Kubert. Finch. Finch is one of my favorite I also love his musculature, the way he draws like arms and legs and whatnot. Kind of a weird thing to like, but it's great. Man, that artist is cool. Immonen. Oh, Immonen is so good. If you haven't seen Comic Tropes video on Immonen, you gotta watch it. I mean, I loved Immonen since the first time I saw his work, but Comic Tropes does a really great job of summing up why he's so good. And whenever I talk to any artist at a con about Immonen, they're always like, oh yeah, he's fantastic. He's one of the best. Which, you know, it's kind of a soft-spoken style. It's not like it's the superstar artist that Marvel parades around and puts on all the event books. Like, he's just kind of a chameleon. He understands art and can do pretty much whatever the assignment is. And that's so rare. But, man, when he gets into a style, it's a privilege to read a book where Immonen is just trying to be as cool looking as possible. Yeah, right around here, I was like, this is kind of going nowhere, and Nightcrawler is being a creep, and we got all these new characters that I don't really care about. Yeah, like Pyro, I remember not caring about. Bishop, I remember not caring about. Is that Dazzler? At this point, I was like, do we need this? Psylocke was getting kind of annoying at the time. Yeah, it was time for Ultimate X-Men to end. So they put Robert Kirkman on it. And Salvador Larroca. Man, I do not like Salvador Larroca's art. No siree. Not even a little bit. I think this is Mark Brooks on these issues here. Really early. He hadn't been developing his style much at this point. What is this, Ultimatum? Oh, yeah. Oh, is that a Brooks cover? Yeah, those are Brooks covers. So he's starting to get into his style there. There's issue 100. And then we get into the new Ultimate Universe stuff, which I've been collecting since it started coming out just a few years ago. And it's going okay. Oh, that's in the wrong spot. There are some things I really like, some things I'm just okay with, and some things I really do not bother with. Ultimate Spider-Man has been pretty good. For a minute there it was pretty slow, but recently it started picking up again. Thank goodness. I've been faithfully collecting this the whole time. I think I missed like 2 issues and I had to go find them when I was running around Georgia. Yeah, good stuff. I don't think it's mind-blowing. I know it's one of the most popular series coming out right now because it's a reboot and everybody loves reboots. It's a great jumping on point. Doesn't blow my mind, but it's pretty good. And then I got that one I have not read yet. The Ultimates, of course. I am collecting the Ultimates. A lot of these issues I took out of their bags and boards to give to other older issues. That was a cool issue. You know, the way that modern comics work, it's not like you can point to any one issue anymore and say, wow, that one was really great, because not a whole lot happens per issue. Especially if you don't... There are a few writers who make an effort to still have a very specific moment in every issue, but a lot of the time they're just kind of plugging along at their overall narrative, and it doesn't feel like much happens in each issue. That one just came out this week. And then I bought the first few issues of Ultimate Black Panther. Didn't love it. Didn't bother collecting more than 4, I think. Ultimate X-Men, I've been collecting this whole time. It's okay. I'm not caught up. I don't know if it's connected itself back to the larger Ultimate Universe yet. It might have. As of where I have read to so far, it has not. So, you know, love Peach Momoko. Wish they would hurry up and make it relevant to the rest of the narrative. But it's good stuff. When it stands on its own, it's Good stuff. That's a variant. Issue 14. And the most recent issue. Box number 5, we start with Ultimate Wolverine. I reviewed this issue. I did not like it. I got a couple more. Did not stay faithful to it. Didn't think it was worth the money. Ultra Mega, on the other hand, is amazing. If you have not been reading Ultra Mega, you're missing out, because this is peak indie comics, peak kaiju, anime-inspired, excellent cartooning work. It's so good, guys. That's just a cool cover. The Crazy Quilt Man. Uncanny Tales from the Grave. Uncanny Valley. Love this series. I got those first 2 issues signed. Yeah, I think only 2 issues had come out so far. I love it. Love that they have this, you know, I'm sure most people would say it's very Space Jammy, because you got the real world mixed in with cartoon world. I feel like not everything that's real world mixed with cartoons should be described as Space Jammy. I think it's its own thing. It's very cool. This series was okay. Tales from the Unexpected. Love that cover. And I got this one at Comic Relief, the first stop I shopped at in Michigan. That's cool. Just got that recently. That's just a cool cover. Get into V. We got some V for Vendetta. I will collect as much of this as I can find, as long as I can get it for like $5 or less per issue. Oh, I forgot about that one. I think this is signed. Did I not get it signed? Looks like no. Did I get this one signed? No. How about this one? No. This sucked. It sucked. Come on, Miller. Leave us alone. I've had this forever. I got that for $1 when I was a kid. Here's issue 2. Spider-Man Family. Oh, man, I've had that forever. Got some more Venom here. I think I have that as a stand-in for issue 3 of Venom Lethal Protector, because it's just a bunch of reprints. That one I've also had forever. Issue 2. A little bit of the Secret Agent Venom stuff. This was a cool idea, and I remember liking everything that I read, but I just never doubled down on it. You know, I never decided I needed to go out and find every issue. Maybe if I find a hardcover. I don't remember buying these at all. I remember when this came out and I was excited because it was Hitch on the art, and I just didn't like it that much. Oh, I remember that. This. So sometimes when I was a kid, my dad would get me 12-issue series for Christmas, and then I get like 1 issue per day. You know, there's 12 days of Christmas. And this was one of them. I remember reading it at the time and thinking it was okay. I don't remember anything about it. I'm glad that I have it. If I hadn't gotten it then, I would have bought it at some point later on. But I don't remember anything about it. And then what is this? That's cool. That's a cool issue. I bought Void Rivals. If you've seen my videos, you know that I'm not a huge fan of Void Rivals. I just did not get the wow factor that everybody else was getting. It was okay. You know, it was okay. I think I might have enjoyed it more if nobody had been talking about it. Like, maybe the level of hype just led to me being let down. But I don't think it lived up to the hype. That's a sick cover. Look at that Stingray. Got a couple issues of Voyages. I remember thinking it was alright. That brings us to W. We start with just a few issues of The Walking Dead that my friend gave me when he decided he did not need his comics anymore. I remember buying him this issue at a shop in Wisconsin, somewhere near Oshkosh. It had just come out, and it was, you know, blowing up. That's a cool issue. I don't know why I bothered buying that. That's cool. That's cool. I haven't collected like any Warlord. I just see it all the time, and I just keep assuming... Oh, that one is signed by Jim Starlin. Nice. I just keep assuming that it's kind of a trash book because I see it in so many dollar bins. Someday I'll get into it. What is this? What happened here? Issue 2 is just in here getting destroyed. Oh, what a travesty. Issue 3, I got 2 copies of issue 3 of Watchmen. Issue 4. Issue 5. I'm pretty sure I got all these for $1. Issue 6. Issue 7. Of course, I have like 3 copies of it in trade. But, you know, when you find the individual issues for $1, it's worth it. Boy, my nose is short, itchy. I'm going to get this one signed by Charles Vess. I'm very excited about it. Love Charles Vess. Love that cover. There's another Vess cover. Got some Byrne here. I got all these issues of Web of Spider-Man when I was pretty young. Dollar bin books. What can I tell you? Ambush Predator. I remember that one. That's super cool. That's a great cover. Who is that? Is that Friends? Nope. Whoa, come here. Careful. I think this series is okay. Not my favorite Spider-Man series. That's another Vest cover. But it is okay. Box number 6, we're continuing with Web of Spider-Man. Oh, that's a Vest cover. That's awesome. There were a couple issues that are in with my Amazing Spider-Man because they are right around here. What are they a part of? They're a part of that Kraven's Last Hunt series. So I put them in with Amazing Spider-Man for the sake of continuity. Got some... Around here, I was like, we're getting into the 90s. I'm going to get this one signed. Who else? It's both the writer and... Yeah. Gary Conway and Alex Saviuk are both going to be there. Going to have both of them sign it. It's going to be great. Boy, I tell you, my nose is so itchy right now. It's very annoying. That one I already got signed by Saviuk. I'm going to get the writer's signature as well. And this one, I bought forever ago for $1. I guess it's kind of a big deal now. Ha ha ha. Finally, my age is paying off. This series was not as good as I thought it would be. Cool cover. Cool cover. I have to keep stopping just so I can itch my nose. Very irritating. That's so stupid looking. Which one of these is Hitler's dog? Was that one of these? Or maybe that was a different series. These are just easy to find. You know, I keep finding them places. I love that. Love that he's holding up the poison water sign. Hilarious. That's cool. That's cool. I bought this issue and I liked the series. I just did not have enough money to keep buying it. This series is coming out now. I've only read the first issue. I liked it enough that I got the next couple. I should really read them. This one I'm going to get signed by a couple people. I don't remember where I got these or how long ago it was. But issues 1, 3, and 4 are in pretty good shape. Yes, sir. Mighty Western Gunfighters. And then we get into my What If. I think I've had that one a long time. This one I just got at Sentinel Comics. This one I've had a long time. That one I've had a while. Not as long. That one I've had forever. That was pretty recent. But it's kind of beat up. This one I did actually spend... I think I might have spent $5 on it. Like it was half off or something. I don't remember buying that one. Must have been cheap. That one I've had forever. This one, yeah, I've had that like my whole life. I don't remember buying that one. That was recent. This was kind of recent. This one I got forever ago. Definitely $1. Yeah, it's a good one. Gonna have Cockrum sign that one. I don't remember that. Oh, this one I see everywhere. That one's really easy to find, and this one as well. That's so cool. Oh, I'd love to get that signed. And that one's so cool. That one also is very cool. Gonna get that one signed, even though it has a bunch of water damage. I don't care. It's the copy that I have. And I'm not gonna bother buying another copy just to go get it signed. Then we start volume 2 of What If. These issues were okay. I got that one signed by Bagley because I think it's one of his first works at Marvel. But I'm gonna get it signed by a couple more guys this weekend. Rob Liefeld. Sometimes I'll put an issue of What If with the storyline that it's talking about. Like Born Again had a What If issue, so I put that with Daredevil, and I think this was with My Amazing Spider-Man for a while. I thought that was with my Daredevil issues for a while. I really liked that one. The Punisher and Daredevil one, that was a good one. Classics, man. I swear these issues are way better than the show. I am not a huge fan of the show. Oh, there's another What If from Born Again. That was a gift from the Tooth Fairy. Because I would rather have comics than money. I'm sure it was $1. Then we got some newer What If issues. I never cared much about these. They just didn't pack as much story in. And I really liked seeing the long-term effects. Had that forever. This series, did not love. Felt like a waste of money to me. This series is great. I haven't read much of it. I have a trade paperback of the first 10 issues, I think. But the art is amazing. The story is cool. Oh, look at that cover. Love that. And look at this one. Oh, I love these cool monster books. Peak comic books right there. Look at that. Oh. I'm getting too excited out here. That one's not as good. Whatever. Whatever. That's just a cool cover. Oh, my nose, man. Look at that. Look at that cover. That's awesome. Look at that. Look at that sick cover. Got a few issues of Wolfpack. I do have the Marvel graphic novel version. Not just a trade copy of these issues, but the actual Marvel graphic novel series. Oh! What's that doing there? That is really beat up. That does not go there. Box number 7 is entirely Wolverine. We start with Origin 2. I do not have individual issues of Origin 1, but I do have the trade paperback, and I also have a hardcover of Origin 1 and 2. I think between the two, Origin 1 is much better. And then we got this poor issue that I just found. Super beat up. I guess I forgot that I had it. And then, this is not technically a Wolverine issue, but I wanted to put all my chronological Wolverine stuff in one spot. Look at these gorgeous Barry Windsor Smith covers. That's the first one I bought forever ago. Look at that. Amazing. Barry Windsor Smith needs to be appreciated more by the younger generation because he's fantastic. Then we get into Wolverine Volume 2 here. Most of these issues I bought in Sentinel Comics claim sales for like $2. Look at that. This one I'm going to get signed by Nolan. A lot of these issues, I grew up with Wolverine Essential Volume 2. So I read a lot of these issues in black and white many, many, many times. And having the individual issues is something that I just recently started caring about. Man, I always hated that cover. These ones always stood out in my mind, especially this one, because of the lipstick. Freaking lipstick Wolverine. I hated that. But then we got Silvestri. Oh, man, the Silvestri covers. Amazing. Look at this. Iconic. Look at that. That's one of my favorite issues. Love that issue. This one, look at that sick cover. Oh, man, we get into the LCD stuff. This is great. This is my favorite era of the Wolverine series. This was what Essential Volume 2 had. All of this stuff, the Silvestri, the Larry Hama. I think right around here it cut off. Yeah. Good stuff. And this was one of the first issues that I bought very young for $1 from Stadium Cards and Comics. They had like 30 copies of it. I remember thinking it was a big deal. Now I know that it is not. But I think it was a good issue. Around here, I don't have many issues. We don't have Silvestri. And really, Silvestri is the main drawing factor for this Wolverine series, I think. Later on, we have some stuff with Jubilee and Sentinels that I've had for a long time. And those are fine. I bet if I read this whole series, most of it would be fine. Yeah, this issue I've had a long time. This one here I've had a long time. I really don't like that cover. Whew, that's terrible. Is this the same guy? Who is this? Dwayne Farmer? Huh. I like this cover a lot, though. Oh, it's Adam Kubert? No way. Oh, everything I know is wrong. It's Mark Farmer, though. I bet the inker is fixing it. This I got for $1. It's very beat up. It's not worth anything. You know, I got it forever ago. I got it before I knew who Deadpool was. Whatever. I got these much later. I think I bought them because Frank Thierry was going to be at a con. And I was like, oh, I'll get some comics for him to sign. And then I read them, and I didn't think they were all that amazing. So I didn't think it was worth paying him to get them signed. And that's just how it goes sometimes. I love the Nuff Set issues, though. I get as many of those as I can find. Look at that Finch cover. Another Finch cover. That is definitely not Finch. This is a cool cover. I have not read many of these, but I like that. I like that a lot. And then, is it the next one? No, that's a cool cover as well, but this one, I really like that cover. That's cool. That's also very cool. Come here. That one's okay. Dodson. Oh, that's a sick cover. There we go. There's some Peter David right there. Ugh. Ugh. Blech. John Romita Jr. John Romita Jr. Freak that guy. Ugh. Terrible, terrible art. That's a tie-in. Look at that sick Greg Land cover. Concealing the fact that it's John Romita Jr. on the art. Oh, it makes me sick. Look at that sick Quesada cover. And then we got some, and you know what we got? We got Isanove. Is it Isanove doing the coloring here? That's amazing. Anytime Isanove colors something, it makes it way better. Oh, Quesada. Love Quesada's art, man. It's so good. Who's this, Texiera, maybe? It's pretty good. Quesada there. I don't know who did that. This was a good era for Wolverine. When he got all his memories back. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, good stuff. And then Civil War, I've got a trade of that. And of course I have a trade of this series by Loeb and Bianchi. Oh man, this was one of the series that taught me to love Wolverine. I think Jeff Loeb absolutely nails the character. Bianchi, as I said earlier, is one of my favorite artists. I think he just gives so much drama to it, you know? I got a few issues of the Old Man Logan series, or storyline. I got 2 copies of that one, actually. And I do have the trade of that. Random issue. I think these were maybe not the tie-ins for the Wolverine Origins series, but they were around that era. These issues I bought around the time they came out. These I definitely bought as they were coming out. Loved them. Oh yeah, absolutely. I'm gonna get a sequel to the Jeff Loeb and Simone Bianchi Wolverine. Oh yeah, great stuff. And then I kept collecting the series. Wasn't all that impressed by it, but it quickly ended anyway. So that's that. Issue 1000. And I've got a little bit of this stuff. I love Alan Davis. I'll buy anything that Alan Davis draws. I don't think I bought these when they came out. I think I skipped it as it was coming out, and then I bought them in dollar bins later, which was something I used to be much more diligent about. Got Stegman there. Yeah. This felt like kind of a big deal at the time. Looking back on it, I don't think it's that big of a deal. Then you had the whole X Months to Live series. And this is the last box. We got a whole lot more Wolverine in here, starting with some Savage Wolverine. Look at that sick cover. That one's okay. I love this cover. That is such a cool cover. Oops. There's a Kevin Nolan cover. There's another Kevin Nolan cover. I like that one. I like that one a lot. That's sick. I just got that in Massachusetts. It's also sick. I love Steve McNiven. Got the Fang variant. And issue 2. Issue 3 did not have McNiven on the interior art. BS. That's not what I paid for. Bring back McNiven. Oh yeah, Wolverine Origins. Loved this series. I have all of it in hardcover except for the last 5 or so issues, which I don't think exist in hardcover, and I had to get the tie-ins too. This was great. This series was a big part of my childhood, a big part of my understanding of Wolverine. And then I got this one signed by Jason Aaron. Very cool. Got a couple copies of this one, I think. Yeah, Wolverine and the X-Men was very good. I loved this series. It was so much fun, had so much flavor, felt like an important era in Wolverine and in X-Men history. Right after Schism, right? Where Wolverine and Cyclops were not buddies anymore. Look at that, that's so cool. Yeah, that's good stuff. And then we had A versus X. That was a great series, except for it was drawn by John Romita Jr., which is very disappointing. But it was overall a good time, I think. You know, we had Fear itself, then we had A versus X, and then after that, we just did not have any, what's the word, events. We didn't have any events that I thought were really good after that for a long time. What was the next one? I think it was the one with the Watcher, right? What was that? Original Sin, I think? Yeah, that one was okay. Who is this artist? Perez? No. Who is that? I don't remember. Good issue. I think I've collected pretty much this whole run of Volume 1 of Wolverine and the X-Men. Took me a while, but I liked it, so got all of it. And that's the last issue. And then, nope, that was not the last issue. And then, yeah, it starts again. And I did not put much effort into collecting this one. I don't remember if it was worse. It was probably almost as good. I felt like we didn't need a Volume 2. I really liked Volume 1, and I thought it had as much time as it needed. And then I was like, oh, they're doing another one? That kind of seems like beating a dead horse. These covers are awesome. Sorrentino, love it. I don't remember anything about this. These, for a minute there, I was collecting them whenever I saw them for like $1 or so. But I don't remember them. They don't stand out for me. I think I was just curious. Like when I was reading through all of the X-Men stuff, I got a bunch of these just for the sake of knowing the continuity. But they did not leave a strong impact on me. This series was alright. Come here. Yeah, it was fine. First Class. I loved this series. This was a series that I collected, like it was a subscription that came to my house when I was a kid. I loved it. I was a huge X-Men fan starting out really young, and these were great issues that expanded on Wolverine and Kitty Pryde's relationship. It's excellent stuff. And some of it is even Peter David, which I mentioned in my tribute video to him. These issues are burned into my brain. These are some of the comics that taught me how comics work, taught me what kind of narrative to expect. I mean, they just had such a huge impact. And I got into writing really young, and I credit these issues and many others, of course, as being the issues that got me interested in writing. These and Bone and regular X-Men comics. Got that for $1. I remember buying these issues and thinking they were important, and they were just not that good. Yeah, sick cover. Here's my oldest issue of Wonder Woman. Unfortunate. That's a funny cover. This one I'm hoping to get signed because I think this is a hilarious cover. And then I've got a bunch of Perez issues. I do have a trade of pretty much all of this, but I got all these issues for $1 when that shop somewhere in middle Georgia went out of business, right during the middle of the Georgia tour. So I grabbed all of them, and they were all bagged and boarded, and they're all in great condition. Yeah, it was a great deal. I mean, these are seminal issues of Wonder Woman. Any Wonder Woman fan should read these, and they make all kinds of trade paperbacks so that they're very easy for you to read, even if you don't find them for $1 at a comic shop that's going out of business. I haven't read all of them yet. I read everything in the first volume, which I think went up to somewhere around here. Somewhere around issue 22, probably. No, it went through this one. I think it was the first 25. Oh, maybe not. Who knows? I don't know. But heck, George Perez is best of the best, man. That's cool. That's good too. That one's pretty beat up. Man, he drew that forever. Love that. Love Brian Bolland. That one, is that signed? Looks like no. That was recent. I tried it. Didn't love it. It's a cool issue. That's a cool issue. That's a cool issue. Love that. These are okay. And I bought that recently. That just came out. It was okay. I'm pretty excited about it. And World Tree. You know, I started out really loving this series, and then eventually I lost interest. I felt like it was too complicated. There's too many things going on. Too much backstory that I just cannot remember. But otherwise, you know, I love James Tynion. And that's it. Next, we're going to look at X. We're just looking at X in the next video because I'm going to show you all of my X-Men stuff. It's going to be a long video, trust me, because X-Men is what I have the absolute most of. So stay tuned for X. I'm trying to stay on a regular schedule here. Expect more comic shop videos. Eventually, we're going to have every shop in Massachusetts, and I'm also working on top 10 comic shop in Michigan and top 10 comic shops in Georgia videos. So stay tuned. More to come. Thank you for watching.